Harshna, let me begin with thanking you for doing this for us. We are absolutely honored to have you in this list as a part of Pepper's Top Marketing Leaders report. So, talking about my journey, my marketing career started off at Kantar IMRB.
Right.
And I think that gave me the base as a marketer to understand data, consumer insights, analytics. And then after that, when I forayed into other, marketing roles in global tech companies or marketplaces and e-commerce giants like Amazon and Lenovo, the base of consumer insights really helped me understand products as well as consumers, what people as consumers wanted, what brands wanted to communicate, and tying both
Right.
together, right?
Right.
And I was lucky enough to be a part of Amazon during its initial stages in India, right?
Right.
So I literally saw the evolution of consumers online, and that was a great place to be in to see how the world was changing when it comes to digital marketing or online consumer behavior.
Right.
And then I also launched a few global programs of Amazon in India. There, at a very nascent stage of digital marketing, we used digital personalization and network effects.
Right.
And that was, I mean, an immense kind of learning for me. And I used that learning at Lenovo, which was initially built globally at a very offline retail level, right? And there, when I started promoting, whether it was the main product or category, which was laptops, or the computer accessories, tablets, even smart devices on marketplaces like Amazon and Flipkart, the business teams and the leadership started getting more confidence
Right.
in first marketplaces and second using marketplaces as a channel for marketing, right? And through marketing itself, we saw huge kind of increase in sales. In some categories, it was 30%. In some categories, it was even 2x and 5x. For
Right.
example, in computer accessories, it was 5x. Something like a B2B ThinkPad, there we saw an increase of 2x, right? Because people again think of Amazon as Amazon consumer, but there's Amazon for business, where there's a lot of scope for B2B products.
Right.
And then, when it's the right combination of targeting and content, you see, great improvements in key digital metrics like CTRs and conversion. Everywhere we saw like a huge, there were again 1.8x increase in conversions and CTRs in some categories, right?
Right.
And my second stint at Lenovo was in brand alliances, where at a all India level, I was, working with brands for partnerships. And that again made me also understand that what different brands are looking for when they think about partnerships.
Right.
Of course, you look at an overlap of TG, but also you try to understand that where is the sync between the two brands also when you get into a partnership. So that again was a great learning experience. As Steve Jobs said, you can only connect the dots looking backward. What I realized is here when I joined BlueStone and I was given the responsibility to take care of and increase the overall brand awareness, and that would of course affect the whole consumer funnel and impact the top line as well. My learnings from digital marketing, e-commerce marketing, understanding the online evolution of consumers, as well as the basics of data in terms of research and analytics, really helped me, look at everything from a different lens as traditional marketers would look
Right,
at.
right.
And this was a great fit for both BlueStone and me, because BlueStone, being in a traditional industry, is completely different and very, very modern, tech-led and unique. And that was shown by, something I'm very proud of, the 360-degree marketing campaign that we launched in October last year.
Right.
It was called Love is in the Little Things. And it was a great success because of multiple things, right? One is, of course, the product itself, something like watch jewelry. So when we talk about our consumers who are young, cosmopolitan, looking for
Right.
modern products which are not just high on investment in terms of the gold value or the diamond value.
Right.
We also realize that all of them are tech savvy as well. So one of the risks are taken by smartwatches. So how do we include, our sleek, unique, modern, everyday jewelry pieces in the everyday life of consumers? Because almost everyone's working, and fitness and tech is a big part of them, right? So apart from the product, the communication or the content that we speak about, what we wanted to speak about here is how couples who are big part of our target audience want to and believe in small moments that can reignite the romance between couples, right? It's not about grand gestures of let's go on a yacht and celebrate our marriage anniversary, because everyone's realistic. It's not about fairy tale Yash Raj movies anymore, right? So that's what struck a chord, and we saw huge increase in sales. When we talk about marketing and consumer insights, right, it is a chicken and egg situation. We don't know what came first, right? So marketing changes consumer behavior, and consumer behavior changes how marketers think, right? But I think what is the future of marketing is, there's a lot of data currently, no doubt on that. And everyone is looking at data, looking at digital marketing, which gives us a lot of data. But what will stand out is the emotional connect, or EQ or empathy, that we can talk about. Because I think consumers are smart today. We can talk about marketing at a lower funnel, transactional, or conversion communication. But at the end, if you have to be a part of the consumer's life and get a mind share at an age where we know that the concentration spans are reducing, there has to be a point where you touch the hearts of consumers. And that's what exactly we're doing at BlueStone also. And that emotional connect is very important. What I've seen, even when I was at Amazon, I was talking about FMCG categories that I was handling. I was in the baby category. There, when you are talking to mothers, they are very smart about pricing products, etc. But you have to talk to them as a, when we talk to consumers, it's not just about the product that you're selling, but what's the emotion that you're where you're taking that chord. What is the need gap that you're filling, right? For example, when someone's selling coffee, it's not just about the ground coffee, but it's about how you fuel the day. And when you talk about Netflix, it's not just a streaming app; it's a way to unwind your after a long day. So it's about the feeling or the emotion that you're talking about in your content, and not just the products. I think life was much simpler earlier, and it's getting more and more complicated for marketers as well as consumers, right? So, talking about the pain points, I think this is again a catch-22 situation, because a marketer wants to kind of follow all trends and as well as stand out. So how do you do that, right? And then the decision of whether to, piggyback on trends or to do something completely unique, right? That's a big pain point. And there itself, again, I think EQ is what comes into play, because following trends, etc., data is there for everyone. Today, like almost all tools are giving you similar kind of data and insights. And that's where I think your creativity and strategy can come into play to understand a little more than what data directly shows. Maybe AI can also help us do that, where AI can look at data in a different perspective and give us a different insight for a specific TG, for a specific product, for a specific occasion, different kinds of things. And because there are so many touch points, of course, the problem is to kind of put all of it together in one place, right? When we talk about omnichannel, BlueStone being an omnichannel brand, the biggest problem also lies, because it's not an apples to apples comparison when you speak about data from offline stores versus what you get online. And having an attribution model which can give me exact specific data, because now also we talk about last touch point attribution versus first touch point attribution, but there is no exact attribution available.
Right.
And all of this comes down to how to look at data in one place from different channels, from different touch points of consumers, and understand it at, understand it in a holistic way,
Right.
not just in silos. Saying it won't impact marketers or anyone's lives in today's world is being oblivious to the fact that technology is changing our lives on a daily or even every moment. Life is changing because of technology, and we can't kind of move away from it, right? Who would have thought in our parents' generation that right now everything would be at a computer's kind of level, or who would have thought that everything would be in your palms, right?
Right.
And similarly, I think there are clear examples, whether it's Chat GPT or Microsoft's Bing AI chatbot and many more, right? That AI is becoming and creeping into our lives, right? Now, when I spoke to you about empathy and EQ,
Right.
that is something which I believe personally will always remain with us as humans. Having said that, we can always use AI to enable us. They are enablers for us, right? All the mundane work, whether it's repetitive work or transactional stuff. Even if we talk about transactional communication as marketers, or data crunching or data extraction, and all of that's happening. And when we talk about feedback or talking to consumers for templated kind of questions, etc. Of course, why not? If you have a means to kind of free up your time on a daily basis, use it. Having said that, I really believe that it'll take a lot of time, or maybe never, according to me, that AI can actually embody human emotions and human kind of thinking at a strategic level, which also needs creativity.
Right.
Strategy at a data level, possible, of course. So I feel that going forward, when it comes, even today, just to add to a marketeer's problems, right? We are so tied up in daily or current plans that we hardly have time to think of long-term plans.
Right.
So AI can help us with better forecasting data and trends. So it becomes easier for us to make strategy, which is an amalgamation of creativity and the data and support of AI, even future plans with the support of AI, and of course for them to free up our space to do the strategic and creative thinking kind of work. So I don't think we'll become redundant, but I really feel that it'll help us a lot. I think good content is not just talking about your product, but talking about the emotion, or what's the need gap that we are trying to fill in a consumer's life. And I think also when you talk about great content, you have to think of it as a mix of creativity and data.
Correct.
You have to use your data to understand different channels, different formats on each channel, the intricacies of each channel, understand your audiences, where they are, etc. And then think of an overarching theme, which will be, of course, qualitative, like we spoke about Loves and Little Things for BlueStone, which strikes a chord between, what women want. Right. And it can mean different things for different women. But what we stand for is, it's not just investment. It's not just, the material. But how do you look at this piece of jewelry and remember that memory, saying, this is what, probably my partner gave me on that day. And it's a marker of moment. And I think good content comes from that humane kind of connect, which strikes a chord and touches human hearts, right? Because everyone's trying to sell, but great brands or great content, people remember only when they can relate to it, right? So empathy is very, very important. And how much ever we talk about data and AI, empathy is something that will only come from the human heart and not just the brain and computers. So. Is what I would want to say to everyone as who is in this marketing field, that data is extremely important. I am an engineer first and then a marketer, and really believe in data, and it can change the way you think. But at the end, the human values, human emotions, human kind of empathy is extremely important. So the amalgamation or marrying of both is extremely important to do well as a marketer and kind of grab attention or stop a thumb on a screen with your consumers.